So how do we get to Tom's optimism in all of this that we're seeing? Because the breaches are occurring. And this is a national problem. That's why the public-private partnership is so important. 10% of what we care about in the critical infrastructure is on the federal side, only 10%. 90% is out in the critical infrastructure, state, local, private sector. So when we talk about economic and national security implications, we've got to have a public-private partnership that really works this problem together. And so today, what you're seeing is in these cyber attacks, there's two different types. One type of attack will bring down an organization's capability. We're concerned about power plants, for example, a cyber attack, or well orchestrated, targeted, bringing down a power grid which may fuel the city of Chicago or something like that. Energy sector is critical. We're concerned also about exfiltration that was talked about this morning. Today, I use the Cold War as an analogy. In the Cold War, the Soviets and the US stood off with a doctrine called mutual assured destruction. We both had nukes, didn't want to use them because it was too horrific to think about. But even in the catastrophic situation where they were used, you had about 15 to 30 minutes once that missile was launched to respond. Today, with the cyber war and cyber attacks, in the best case, these attacks move at the speed of light. In the worst case, your systems have already been penetrated and you don't even know the adversaries inside. That's where we are today. So how do we get to the point where we have that agility, the flexibility? We recognize that the old strategy of boundary protection, these strong perimeter defenses, no longer stop all cyber attacks. How do we get the agility, the flexibility that General Sorensen talked about on the battlefield, where the Army, the Navy, the Air Force, Marines, when they're in combat operations, they have to absorb an attack and keep on moving toward the mission accomplishment. And every company out there has the same thing to worry about. If you're a small, medium, or large-sized company and you're producing cutting-edge technologies, new automobile designs for 2014, new designs for technologies for the warfighter, your intellectual property, your proprietary information is at risk today because of the extent of the penetrations and the attacks. So what do we do about all this? Well, let's create a vision for how we get healthy. The first thing I think we have to do, we have to work this thing in many different ways. We have to talk about institutionalizing information security. And then we have to talk at the same time about operationalizing information security. So what do those two terms really mean? Institutionalizing security means that it's a part of your corporate mindset. And we've got a new publication coming out later this year. The number is going to be 800-39, Enterprise-Wide Risk Management. We've already introduced the concept of 3 tiers of risk management in our brand new 837 publication. And by the way, all the publications we're doing now with the DoD and the intelligence community, we've partnered up with the DoD folks and the IC, all 16 agencies under the Director of National Intelligence. We're coming together to provide a common set of standards and guidelines for all of our federal customers and contractors. That's a great thing. Now we have a unified front in trying to fight this cyber war and bring the best defenses we can to the country.